1.6D, we're going to continue with the problem where we're using the product rule, and now we have to multiply these, FOIL this, and FOIL this. Like I said, it takes a lot of work, but that's okay. It's not hard. We just have to do it. 4 times 6 is 24. X to the square times x squared is x to the fourth. So that was first times first. Outside times outside is going to be a positive 4 times 1/2. 4 times 1/2. X to the 2 minus 1/2. Okay. That was outside times outside. Inside times inside is negative 18x cubed. And last times last is negative 3/2 x to 1/2. 1 minus 1/2 is 1/2. Okay, now let's do this one right here. It may kind of run down. Let's see where it goes. 8x times 2x cubed is a positive 16x to the fourth. Outside times outside plus 8x 1 plus 1/2 is 1.5. All right, that was outside. Inside, negative 6x cubed. And last times last, negative 3x to 1/2. Okay, so let's put these together. Let's do the fourths first, x to the fourth. 16 plus 24 is 40. 40x to the fourth. All right, very good. How about x cubed? What do we got? Got negative 18x cubed, negative 6x cubed. That's going to be minus 24x cubed. Okay, since we have so much here, I'm just going to cross these off now so we can see what's left over. Okay, so we have a half, a 1.5, a half, and if we minus a half here, we get a 1.5. So we're going to look at these. This is 1.5 exponent, 1.5 exponent. All right, so we have a 4 times 1/2 is 2. So we have a 2 plus an 8, which is plus 10 x to the 1.5. 4 times 1/2 is 2. 2 plus 8 is 10. And our exponents are 1.5. Okay, so we're done with those. And we're left with a negative 3/2 and a negative 3. So that's a total of negative 4.5. I'll put 4.5 x to 1/2, which is the same as 0.5. All right, so is that the same answer we got last time? Yes, it is. So we did it two different ways. And notice in this case, doing the product rule, it took more time. Okay, let's go on to a new rule. The new rule is called the quotient rule. The quotient rule. And you'll need to memorize this too eventually. All right, so given that f of x equals f of x divided by x, so the quotient rule is just division, just like the product rule was multiplication of two functions. This is the division of two functions. The derivative f prime of x equals, now this is going to be kind of long on the top, all right? So this one's different, and you can't switch the order. The first one's going to be the derivative of the first, which is f prime of x. So we're doing the derivative of the top times the bottom. All right. Then we minus. We take the top times the derivative of the bottom. Okay. And then we do all of that divided by g of x squared. Okay, so there's the quotient rule. Okay, let's do an example. We're going to let f of x equal x cubed minus 2x squared and g of x equal x to the fourth. All right? Such that capital F of x equals f of x divided by g of x. Okay? So the actual question would be, find f prime of x. All right, well, let's first put it this way. F of x equals x cubed minus 2x squared over x to the fourth. All right, f prime of x. We're going to follow this pattern right here, where this is f of x. So f prime of x, that's 3x squared minus 4x. I'm going to put parentheses on there. Take the derivative of f of x. We're going to multiply it by g of x, and g of x is x to the fourth. Next, it says to subtract. Now, when you're subtracting with this rule going on, I'm going to put brackets because we're going to have to distribute that negative sign eventually. Okay, so it says f of x, and f of x is this right here, x cubed minus 2x squared times g prime of x. Well, this is g of x, so the derivative of x4 is 4x cubed. Okay, all over g of x squared, so that's x to the fourth squared. Okay, so let's continue. I'm going to leave this here and work my way up so I don't have to erase it. I don't want you to get confused. Okay, so we're going to work our way up on this one. All right, so from right here we distribute and we get 3x to the 6. So x fourth times 3x squared is 3x to the 6. x4 times a negative 4x is negative 4x to the 5th. Minus 4x cubed times x cubed is going to be 4x to the 6. 4x cubed times negative 2x squared is negative 8x to the 5th. All over, we're going to square this, a power to a power, we multiply x to the 8th. Okay, now this is why we put our brackets, because we need to distribute our negative sign. So this equals 3x to the 6 minus 4x to the 5th. Distribute the negative, minus 4x to the 6. Negative times negative is positive 8x to the 5th over x to the 8th. Okay, combine like terms. 3x to the 6 minus x to the 6 is negative x to the 6. Negative 4x to the 5th plus 8x to the 5th is plus 4x to the 5th all over x to the 8th. Okay, what do you think we should do from here? Should we like pull out some x's so we can reduce? What do they have in common? Well, we have an x to the 6th and an x to the 5th and an x to the 8th. What can we take out of all of them? When we take the smallest exponent, we're going to pull out x to the 5th. Now, how would we get a negative x to the 6th? We need a negative x. Okay? If we pull out an x to the 5th and we need 4x to the 5th, we say plus 4. So if you were to distribute this, you can check your answer. All right. All over x to the 8th. So you can see that we're going to be able to reduce here. X to the 8th can be rewritten. So I'm going to rewrite it as x to the 5th times x to the 3rd. because 5 plus 3 is 8. Now these cancel out, and we have f prime of x equals negative x plus 4 over x cubed. Or you can just say 4 minus x over x cubed.